change your environment to change yourself. And it really is as simple as it sounds, because people are a product of their environment. If you're constantly surrounding yourself around people that are not ambitious, that don't strive for the best they can possibly get out of life, if they don't care about reaching their full potential, then in turn, that's what you're going to see, that's what you're used to. Being a product of your environment means what you see and what you surround yourself with on a daily basis shapes who you are as a person. You can be ambitious, you could have all the goals in the world. It's very unlikely that you're going to reach your full potential if you're constantly surrounded by people who aren't on the same level as you, to put it clearly or simply. A lot of people are afraid of leaving their environment or where they grew up because it's hard. That's the reality of it. Nobody wants to be alone. Nobody really wants to start afresh. Nobody wants to have to try do everything by themselves with no support system, nothing. It's not an easy experience at all. It is fun. Speaking from experience, it is fun, but it's not an easy experience. Especially if you're somebody who strives for a certain level of success, it makes it worse, because whilst you're sitting in this place, for example, if you know that you want to be greatness, you want to be with the top 1% in lives, you can't stay in the same neighborhood you grew up if nobody there is part of that top 1%. Simply for the fact that to reach that position, you need to put yourself in certain rooms, you need to have certain conversations, you need to shake certain hands that your neighborhood just won't get you. It sounds terrible to say, but it's just the truth that if the people around you aren't where you want to be, you have to look at them and realize that this is all there will ever be. And a lot of people realize that, and two things happen: either they accept it and they stay in that, or you leave. You try something different. You try to actually make a difference in your life. Staying in your environment can only hold you back, unless, like I said, your environment is where you want to be in life. But for the most part, I don't think that's the case for a lot of people. People are afraid of straying away because of judgment, I think, as well. That nobody wants to be seen as the person who left and, oh, you're trying to do this, you've gone Hollywood. And I think that's what keeps a lot of people back, because when you start to outshine people and you start to do better for yourself, you make people around you who are doing less feel uncomfortable. That's a fact. People will feel uncomfortable with your success if they're not doing the same as you, because it makes them realize that, oh, I'm not working hard enough. And that's why I say you have to get out of that environment, because if you've got that potential and you're working towards that potential, you will never reach that potential in your talent, but you'll definitely make progress, and you'll definitely be mentally, spiritually, everything just above the people that you are trying to, or you do associate with, So I'm not saying cut off all your friends, move to the other side of the world, and no. But you most definitely do have to leave the environment if it's not serving you. And like I said, for most people, I don't think the environment serves them, because if that was the case, you wouldn't be wanting to leave. You wouldn't be trying to leave. The aim would not be to leave. If changing your environment is something that's scary to you, then it means it's the right thing to do, because the right thing to do and the biggest moves in life, they're never going to come easy. They're always going to be terrifying. If you want to start a new business, or you want to become an influencer, or you want to do this, you don't just wake up and decide to do it. It's something that you'll think about it for a long time. You'll overthink it. You'll be worried. What happens if it doesn't go wrong? What happens if I invest and my money goes and this and that? But once you can surpass that fear and actually just start to make progress, then everything in your life will change. And like I said, you can start your progress whilst you're still in your town. You can start that business. You can start this influencer career. You can start whatever it is you want to start, athletes or whatever. But if your environment is not serving you and the path that you want to take, then unfortunately you do have to leave. Because if you don't leave, then you're only holding yourself back, no one else. Because like I said, if you're around people that aren't on the same level as you, in 10, 20 years, when they're here and you're here, it's like they're content with that. They don't mind being there because they've never thought about leaving the environment. But for you, somebody who actually wants to go out, leave where you've grown up and do something different, that's hell. You don't want to be sitting there in 10, 20 years, everyone's setting up their lives, their families, they've got their jobs, and you're sitting still thinking like, oh, should I stay here? Should I not? Do it. Nobody cares. That's actually the reality. Whether you move or whether you stay, no one cares. Like, especially if you're trying to achieve something, you can go and tell people, whether you're staying where you are, you're moving away, you can tell people, I'm starting this business, I'm starting this. No one's going to care, really, unless like maybe one or two close friends, but no one's going to care enough to tell you, no, you shouldn't leave, you should know. They're all going to talk about it, ask you about it until the results come. Until the results come, you're just talking like everyone else in your environment. You're making these big business ideas, blah, 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 blah. But when the results start to show, you'll realize how much people actually don't care. Like, nobody will care to congratulate you. No one will care to tell you, well done, you've done this, I can't believe this. Again, except select few people in your life. But the majority of people, the people that are keeping you back, the wider perspective, they don't care. Like, that's why I say live for yourself and always be ready to take whatever move you have to do to progress your life. Even if that means you have to move away, fuck it. Genuinely, what do you have to lose? If you're staying where you are and nothing's changing, nothing's improving, you're not seeing progress, what do you have to lose if you move? Nothing. If anything, you've now opened yourself up to more opportunities, more different people you can meet. You can put yourself in certain positions that you couldn't where you're from. Because where you're from, people always know you as this one person. That's one thing I've realized. If you've moved away, people always know you as the person that they grew up with or the person that they've seen. It doesn't matter if you've gone and rebranded your life a million times. They're always going to know you as that person from this area who done this or done that or done or whatever it is. Why are you going to now sit and care about their opinion when it comes time to making a decision about your life and your future, your progress? If you know that staying in this area is not doing you any good, why are you going to care about their opinion on, oh, if I move now, are they going to think this? Or people, it doesn't matter. You can be a billionaire and people are still going to know you as that little boy from this area who used to do this. There will always be someone who's got something to say. There's always going to be an opinion to be formed. But at the end of the day, if you sit and think about every single opinion, you're going to drive yourself mad. You're actually going to drive yourself mad. That's why I say you should leave. If you want to become, I don't know, an investment banker, go surround yourself around investment bankers. Go surround yourself around people that are like you. Don't be in an area where you know you're not growing. Don't be in an area where your friends haven't discussed anything purposeful in the past year. All you talked about is gossip and parties and this and that. Of course, enjoy life, but that's not all life is. That's not all life is. Everybody has a goal. Everyone has something they want to achieve, so work towards it. If the people around you don't support the idea, leave them behind. It's as simple as that. Do not force yourself to be in a friendship group or to be around an area or people that you know you don't need to be around just to feel liked or just to fit in. It's pointless. Nobody really fits in. Everyone's always going to have someone that says something about them. No matter what. You can be the most clean-hearted person in the world. Someone will say something. And yeah,